Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 4 of the FortcastZA, and it's good to be back. Firstly, apologies to everyone that's joining into the stream. The Obviously, our scheduled time is to start at 7 p.m. on Sundays. Unfortunately, we had to move it earlier as I have some other obligations to go to for Call of Duty casting at 7 p.m. So if you want to watch that, you're more than welcome to stay for that as well. But today, episode number 4, with a sneaky peek at episode number 5 at the end of this episode. So please don't go anywhere. Don't leave too early. You do want to stay for this end. But nevertheless, let's start off with episode number 4. And on my left-hand side, we have Mr. Fresh. You can see, I think his name comes from his haircut, basically. A fresh hairline. Other than that, on my right-hand side, off the mobile phone, we have Travis. So welcome to Travis as well. And then we have the 2 EGSA guys down below. Welcome to you both, Alex and Bradley.
Thank you.
It's good having you guys on, and we're going to jump right into the questions. Again, we have a lot of topics to go through. This episode is going to be exactly 1 hour long. So we have to go through all of these topics, and believe me, we have some exciting questions to go through. The storm surge, like Travis, you sound like a little rat in my ear every time you laugh. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, he's done. Okay, next time, if you want to laugh, mute yourself. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Okay, so question number one that I always ask the guys when they come onto the episodes is, how did you start off your gaming career? How did you get up until Fortnite? And all regular, gonna say list would go from Mark, Travis, Alex, and Bradley. And Mark, then you can kick that one off for me.
Okay, so my first game I ever played was Plants vs Zombies.
What?
Probably in like
Mm.
2010 or something.
Yeah.
And then I went to Minecraft, and then from there to CS:GO, and was it 2017 December I switched to Fortnite.
That was everything competitive, or was Fortnite like the first competitive
I went
game?
competitive, CS:GO, then Fortnite.
Oh, okay. And Travis, for you, leading up to Fortnite, how did things go for you?
I started with Minecraft, to be honest, and then went from Minecraft to Overwatch to the Call of Duty scene, played like BO2, BO3, and then I started competing in Fortnite mainly.
All right, and you'd say you're better than in Fortnite than any other game you've played? Travis?
Yeah, sorry, I'm lagging for some reason. Can you repeat that, please?
I know. I was asking, are you better at Fortnite than any other competitive game you played?
I'd say so. I mean, I played casually for all the other games, so Fortnite is the main one that I compete in.
Oh, all right. Alex, and you?
Basically, I've been a casual gamer since PlayStation 1, growing up to PlayStation 2 in all genres, basically. And started playing Fortnite 3, and from there I decided to go competitive after the 40 LAN that happened at Rage, like the 40 player lobby.
Oh, okay. So from there, that was your way of getting in. And then Bradley, yours?
I think I started with Moshi Monsters, not gonna lie.
Moshi Monsters. What the hell?
Moshi Monsters on the computer. Yeah. And then I went to like FIFA, COD, and then I started playing competitive for Rainbow Six Siege, and then Fortnite.
Damn, all right. I've never heard of these games that you guys come from, but okay, welcome to the Fortnite scene, if you could put it that way. But okay, and then obviously another topic that we always speak about is, how did you guys decide on your gamer tag? And Travis, I think I'll leave you out in that one. I think it's obviously why I wouldn't ask you. And Fresh, do you think I should ask you this as well?
Yes, okay. So, I got my name from the Pokemon Go days. So, I used to watch LEA, and his Pokemon Go name was OMG, it's LEA. So, I wanted to be something. Mine was Fresh, so I thought, okay, not OMG, it's Fresh. Maybe TheactualFresh or something like that.
But why Fresh? Do you see yourself as a fresh chap? Do the cherries tell you, damn, but you're fresh?
No, it's just from primary school. I don't know. Just one of the words I liked.
All right. Alex, and you?
Basically acquired broad. You acquire victory royale, so you acquire kills. So I just decided I'm gonna be acquired because I got them.
All right, you
all
got
mine, boys.
You acquiring all those trophies. Is that
exactly.
what yeah, I see what you're getting at.
It's at a slow rate, but it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Gogaby, I think yours is quite interesting. I don't know where. I don't even know what your surname is, but if it's Gogaby, then all right.
No, it's not Gogaby. It's actually kind of weird. My dad used to call my mom Gogaby for some reason.
What in the?
I don't know why. He used to call her Gogaby, and then he made that my PlayStation name. So.
Well, in Afrikaans, if I dissect your name. In Afrikaans, that first part of your name says Goga.
Goga, yes.
So maybe I don't know if your parents are Afrikaans by in down the line, but that's if you dissect it, I think that's what you can get from the Afrikaans way of saying it. But
much, yeah.
all right, moving on now from where we started off, where we played, and then our gamer tags. We're gonna get into the real stuff of Fortnite now, and we're firstly gonna start off with a recap of weekend 1, and not this weekend that's passed, the previous weekend where we had 3 solo tournaments. I think we had we had 3 solo tournaments. Well, I'll start things off, and we'll first talk about.
Blacked out completely, guys. The Twitch is been frozen.
It looks fine on my side. Okay, but my question is, how did those tournaments go for you guys individually? Starting with you, Fresh.
So the 2 last weekend and this weekend.
Yeah, no, there was 3 last weekend.
3, yeah, must have been. I think I played one was practice and 2 were for money. So I never played in the money ones, but I played in the practice one. I enjoyed that, and this weekend I enjoyed this one as well, hosted by Ace Gaming. So yeah, I'm enjoying the solo tournaments more than the trio tournaments, and obviously I wish duos were back, but the solos I'm doing well for me as well.
Right, and Travis, for you, if we're just looking at last weekend, how did things go with those? Because we had that Friday Fortnite that was huge. I think it was the one that was sponsored by Pony. That one was a big one. How did you guys do in that?
I believe I came 6th or 7th in that one, but that one was quite decent. And then I played ATK. I didn't play Mega Gaming, but ATK was more of whoever could W key the hardest, pretty much.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, I feel like if there's so many tournaments on one day, that people get split up, or the community gets split up, and I don't think that's too smart to do. But we'll speak about tournament organizers just now. And Alex, how did last weekend go for you?
I didn't compete in any of them, so yeah, went well.
went well. All right, Bradley, you?
I just moved to keyboard and mouse,
Oh, so you made the switch?
Yeah.
Is there a reason you made the switch?
Mainly because of watching World Cup. I realized that if you actually want to compete on a high level like that, you're going to have to switch probably. And also, someone made a tweet, I think Ghost Issa, made a tweet saying you should switch if you want to compete or something like that. So I was just like, okay, may as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, probably in the long run, I think it's probably better switching. Like, if there's one person that I can't hear enough about is when I usually sit in a Discord call with Storm, and if he gets killed by a controller player, you never hear the end of it. And I think he's probably one of the guys that bash controller players 24/7. Yeah, there's a lot of people that hate. I wouldn't say hate, but just dislike controller players. They know if you're busy gliding or whatnot, you're getting taken out, even if you're a kilometer away. But back to that tournaments that took place last weekend. We said about the placing. How was the structure for you guys? I know they firstly said we're gonna have divisions in ATK, and then they took divisions away. How did things then work out for you guys with the? Someone's watching stream. Just if you're watching, just mute it, please. But how did things go with how everything was organized in the tournaments? I know if I'm speaking of Mega Gaming, then who's watching stream? Is someone watching stream?
I'm not.
Someone's watching stream. I can hear myself. Alex?
No, you're hearing your voice.
I'm not watching.
Okay, well, I can hear myself for some reason. All right. But how did the tournament layout go for you guys? I know, okay, Alex, you didn't play in it, but Gogovi and Travis, how was the layout of the tournaments?
I think it was better that ATK decided to switch from divisions to like a full set out game of like 6 matches, because it requires more skill to like continuously place over 6 matches than to just place good in 2, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And the Gobi, this question then for you, the scoring system that they've used, we can maybe look at this weekend as well. Do you agree with the scoring system that they're currently using, or do you think we should switch things up in certain departments?
No, I think the scoring system's fine, well, as of now.
Yeah, as of this weekend.
Yeah. I thought it was fine. I didn't see any problem with it. I think it's
good the way it is. You probably get more incentives to stay alive than people actually just W king, and I think that was one of the topics that was at hand in the previous episode with I think it was Kareem and them that was on that one. But we then spoke. The Ace Solo tournament has just was there an Ace tournament? Yeah, the Ace tournament that's just concluded. How was the tournament as a whole for you guys? Obviously, you guys keep contact over WhatsApp, and you like somehow, I don't know how the WhatsApp story works. I don't agree with working and submitting your score over WhatsApp. But Alex, did you play the Ace one this weekend?
Unfortunately, I didn't, but I can give my opinion. If it's over WhatsApp, it may be very disorganized, or not really disorganized, but hard to communicate between the organizer and the players, because then people can spam. There's nothing really you can do, put a time on the chat for anything, or just the commands in general. It would be hard to track each score. So you could probably see they will bring a top 100 leaderboard later on and not instantly. So it's kind of, it's FE in that situation.
Yeah, I get you. Fresh, and for you, how did the communication go? Because I know I spoke to, I think it was Not King, and he was trying to get hold, or even you, I think you had a voice note that he said he'll talk to you afterwards. But how is communication with the guys from Ace?
So from last time, it was quite disorganized, just because I think it was one of the first tournaments they were hosting. So the rule set for the chat wasn't too firm. So this time around, they did say no spamming in the chat, and there will be consequences. So I noticed today there was absolutely no spamming at all. Besides, just the scores were submitted, and queries were dealt with privately. So I enjoyed the looking at the chat and reading other people's scores. It was quite easy.
All right, and with disputes, how did they work with the disputes, Travis?
Honestly, I have no clue. I didn't play in today's tournament.
Oh, didn't you?
No.
Why haven't you guys taken part? Some nice cash on the grabs. And I'm just gonna bring this one up, and I don't know how the chat feels about this, but I think it's absurd. They gave winnings for people up until 10th place. For me, if I'm entering one of my players from Energy Esports, let's say we take Rise, and I'd pay $250 for me to enter, and he places third, but the third place gets as much as, let's say, the 6th place with a $50 difference. I don't think it's too cool. I wouldn't want it like that. I think you need to perform to get your money's worth.
So
I guess
who you asking?
You can go, Mark.
It doesn't matter. You guys take it.
Okay. Quiet.
Okay. So basically, in that sense, I guess what the organization is trying to do is bring in more people. Say, for instance, the underrated players to then join in a tournament, because they know very well. As a player, if you're not as good and you're going up against, Gargaby, Travis, and so forth, and you're not going to get top spot easily. So yes, I can place top 9 and get my money back and have 50 Rand profit from the tournament, placing top 10. But then the situation is, organization then has a wider platform, a wider situation to have more players playing the tournament. But I get what you're saying, that top 3, then, the third person is like literally placing 5th or top 6 or whatever.
Yeah, Fresh, the same things the same.
I like the whole top 10 prize money thing, although we do not know how much top 10 or different people in top 10 are going to get. So we'll find that out tomorrow. So I can't really say much on that, but I'm sure it's going to be, maybe top 3 is going to be much higher than the top 10.
Yeah, for me, if, let's say, how many people did we get into the games?
I think 70 was the most, yeah.
Okay, well, let's say, we have 70 people, and the prize pool of 28,000 was...
No.
How much was it?
It was 250 times, or I worked it out. I'm not sure if it was correct. Don't
okay, but before they only had, say, when that original tweet said if they had 100 people, it was 28 or
28,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so now I think it changed to all the money that I worked out was 17,000.
Okay, but was this said to you guys saying this is going to be a reduction and this is the price pool?
It didn't say on the advertisement.
No, but did he not communicate it with you, saying
he might have said on the WhatsApp.
This is the prize pool now that after there's
no, he hasn't said anything about money.
Yeah, I just feel like if you okay, so now we didn't get the numbers we want. Now it's gonna be reduced to the X amount that they need to tell you, because you can go afterward, or anyone can go afterwards. Any tournament organizer can go, okay, I maybe want a bit more out of this, so I'm gonna make it 50k, or sorry, not 50k, but I'm gonna make it 10k. And then you guys don't know how much you actually made. Only I know. And I can then vary the prize pool as I want it to be. So I just want it out there. I want people, or the tournament organizers, say, okay, we got only 70. This is going to be the prize pool. This is the X amount, and that is it. They don't need to, after the tournament, say, okay, this is what we actually decided on. I just want I just want it to be more formal and more out there. I don't know of you guys, if you maybe see the same way, Travis.
Yeah, basically for the previous one, the duos, they also didn't communicate us saying that the prize pool is going to be changed. Nor did they even tell us that what the new prize was going to be. They just sent us the money and were like, "I've sent you how much you guys have won."
Yeah.
And probably say this is what it was reduced to because we had 20 less teams.
Yeah, and I think that should be exactly that. And I'm reading here from Volts saying technically they're doing false advertisements, and it comes down to that they don't give us the X amount before the tournament has started. You can't give us a prize pool after we don't know what we've played for. And if you made a mistake, how do we know you have made a mistake? Because you haven't given us how much is a win, how much is a kill, and all that other stuff. But okay, that is it for the tournament organizers. We're not gonna. It's just our 2 cents on what should maybe be improved and maybe what can be looked at. And then we're gonna speak a bit about the patch notes, and this is where probably everyone can jump in. And the previous patch notes with the removal of Mega Mall, with Retail Row being back now, and it being full of friends. They call them friends. God knows why they call them friends if they come and bliksem you. But I don't understand that. But how do you guys feel about... and let's just bring the mech back into the story. They have a laser now to where they shoot. I don't know how much that actually helps you from getting away from it. But Acquired, what do you think about the patch notes and how this update went down?
So season 10 to start with has been like a downfall in my gaming grind. Like I would come home and grind for 4 hours after work, and now it's just like I get on, play a few matches, and I get off. Because firstly, you get like a good start off game and you get like 5 kills. Now you rotating and it doesn't work out because there's a mech in there and you die and you rage and you can't really do anything about it. You go into the next game, it's almost the same situation. It's just, I haven't been really grinding the way I used to in season 9 and previous seasons. So it's very different and very difficult. Not difficult, just dumb.
Yeah, it's probably difficult to adjust to it. Because there's a lot of things. If you drop Mega Mall, now you want to drop Retail Row, you probably changed your... Yes. Yeah. So, and Gogobi, for you, with the patch notes, do you like the new Retail Row?
Not really, because I used to land at Mega Mall, so
you one of
that was my spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see a point of those stupid zombie things that they added back.
Hey, but if you're out of ammo, you can always go,
Yeah, true, but just irritation.
Yeah, I can think so.
What I've noticed as well, I've been playing Arena a lot recently, and I haven't actually seen that many mechs, to be honest. I don't know if they reduced the spawn rate of them or...
They did, yeah.
I barely see any of them in any games now. I see maybe one a game.
And Fresh, for you?
Yeah, so the mechs were obviously really bad before the update. Now, I was saying to Storm and them earlier that I'm hardly running into any mechs at all now playing solos, especially yesterday when I was grinding points. I never died to a mech once. I never saw one once. And on Retail Row, Retail Row used to be my spot before Mega Mall. But now with the zombies, they are good for ammo and shield, but they do a lot of damage. I've noticed. I've tried grinding, maybe hitting one with my pickaxe, and I end up taking a lot of damage. So it's not worth your ammo, and you're obviously going to lose shield because they can throw stuff. It's not worth going retail, in my opinion.
But now, and then this is a question then to Travis. We've saw the new thing being at soccer fields. So apparently the soccer fields is going to change now, and it's probably also going to get like a dome thing around it, and it's also going to change to I don't know what. And if there's like zombies and what friends they call them, how is that going to change rotation? Because I can think if the circle ends at Retail Row, you're probably going to change your whole playstyle.
Yeah, we had one the other day in the customs, actually, the trio customs.
Yeah.
Where it did end in Retail Row. I could say from like personal experience, because we were in that zone, it's horrible. Like if you're on low ground, you've got these zombies bashing down your walls while you got to like rotate. It's impossible.
Yeah, no, it is, and I don't know what if it feels like they cater for the public player, and obviously the public player brings in a lot of the money buying skins and whatever. But I just think in arena, leave that stuff out, because that's where the competitive side of things go. So in my opinion, maybe leaving them out in arena. I don't know, Gogobi, do you maybe feel the same way, leaving it out in arena?
No, definitely. And there's nothing more frustrating if you're like playing for a prize or something and you die to like zombies or something stupid like that.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of dying to a mech.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
nothing worse than that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bring in the mech now to this topic, and have a big chat about should they be allowed in tournaments and should they not be allowed in tournaments. And this is maybe when the chat can jump in and help us with this discussion. I'm first gonna give my opinion on it. And if I'm just gonna have a look at, I obviously come from a Call of Duty background, and we have a thing called the GA, what we call General Agreement. So if there's a weapon that is completely overpowered, the community will decide, the international community will decide, okay, we're gonna GA it, means we're gonna vault it, it's gonna just be there, but we're not gonna play with it. But I feel that if we take out mechs in the South African tournaments, then if we do play trio cash cups or any cash cup where they are allowed, we're not going to adapt and change our methods. And for me, I think we should just stick to the international standards. We can maybe tweak the placements and the point system and whatnot, but with guns and mechs and whatever it could be, I think we should stick to the international standards. Fresh, you guys, you can take over that conversation. But for me, I just think we stick to the international way of things being allowed, mix.
Well, like for example, I saw a clip of Tim the Tatman. He was streaming and he turned his monitor off, and they were playing trios. And he ended up getting 3 or 4 kills with his monitor off using the mech. Someone else driving at him shooting. So that is definitely OP. With what you said with the tournaments, I do think that it should be in the game, especially now after the spawn rate being reduced.
Tweaks, yeah.
But I'm still in between. I need to make up my mind on that one.
And you guys, Travis, quiet?
Personally, I think we should at least allow them, because if we don't adjust and this thing's going to be in the game for a while, we're never going to learn how to counter it. So if we don't learn how to counter it, then what's the point of playing internationally or playing these arena games? Because we're going to eventually run into one. Even if you run into 1 in 5 games, you're not going to know how to counter it.
You see, at the end of the day, we all try get international exposure or try to get into that scene. And if we leave things out that they have in, then it's not going to help us in the long run. I don't know how you feel about that, Acquired.
In terms of the mech not being, say for instance, if you come to a GA, as you if it's not in the game in a South African custom tournament or so forth. I've seen a lot of competitive gamers, and a lot of the argument is that Fortnite ZA is so different to the actual competitive scene that we see in Europe or you see in the World Cup and so forth. So very distant already in terms of carrying the international standards of a competitive scene. So if we then enforce ourselves to let's use the mech and so forth, and we still complain that we're not competitive in an international standard, then what's happening? We all need to come to a mutual agreement. Like, are we then? It's all just personal thought that the mech should not be allowed in a South African custom tournament. When we played the Rio Cup, who actually got close to qualifying because the pit is so bad. If it was a local server, then we can be like, yeah, use the mech, let's use it, because we're all on the same level playing field, has an international standard.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it is different to any other game that we can think about competitively. But I don't know. Still, for me, I think like sticking to international standards. Yes, that we have a huge ping problem, and I saw this one clip where someone was firing missiles and he just coned himself, and it didn't even touch him with all those missiles. So obviously, it's going to be a big thing. I am just reading some comments in the chat again. I can see Hutch is here. Hutch says mech is going to get removed from comp, so no point practicing with it. Watch. Alright, but that's like an opinion. Maybe it stays in because it's part of like battle passes and that. But removing it from arena or comp, I think, hopefully, well, I think we all pray for that. I'm Gogaby, and with the patch being it has a laser on it, does that even influence us using it or not?
No, that laser is useless. That tells us when we're gonna die, literally.
True.
So, like, with mechs being in comp, I think before the update, I had a problem with it. Like when Travis was using it that one day, just destroying everyone. Yeah, no. Before the patch, it was definitely, it was definitely too OP. But since the patch, I think we could bring it back, or we can play with it.
We can maybe play with it.
Yeah.
All right. And then the questions on customs. And if you guys didn't see on Mega Gaming, they've tweeted out that customs take place every single day of the week from 7 to 9. That can be solos or trios. I don't think we're going to focus too much on duos for now. But the question that then goes that you guys can obviously in the chat, if you want to get that Discord link, !MG in the chat, and you guys can get the Discord link to play in those customs. Then the question is, if players aren't registered on Mega Gaming for these tournaments, how do we go about? Because I think I raged extremely hard. When was it? Yesterday or the day before? When people don't follow rules, and there's clearly set out rules, this, and this, and that, and people just don't follow them, and we can't do anything about that if they're not on that Discord. Fresh, how do you think we can handle that, maybe?
I feel like we're doing a good job at the moment. I think the rules just need to be stricter. That's all I can say.
Yeah, but and how? We give warnings? Because for the people that don't know, I think you get like 2 warnings, and then you get a ban of a week, and then so on and so forth. But it still doesn't stop people from doing something stupid. Or we just say, okay, there's no rules, and we just go with it. But then you have an end game that maybe has 10 people in it.
Yeah. Well, since it's obviously a public game online, there's always going to be that one troll kid who's going to do something. So you can't really control it. And it's going to be like that for every game almost. Every battle royale at least.
Yeah. I don't know, but for a new, I'll call them a new tournament organizer dropping in Mega Gaming. I think I think most of you guys can agree. I think they, out of everyone thus far, has run the smoothest tournament or tournaments that we get. We have easy communication. There's you can easily post your scores, and there's feedback 24/7. So I think from a newer org or newer tournament organizer stepping in, I think that's they're doing a brilliant job. I don't know about you, Travis. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I love the new way that they're hosting and stuff, but it's the set times. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, some people like only get home from 6 to 9, so yes, that might be good because we'll get more stack games.
Yeah.
But then also in a way, you like limiting it to only 3 hours a day, whereas like some of the younger players get home early, like 3, 4, and they want to jam, and then they got to go play some other customs.
Well, I think there's people that regardless that will host customs during the day, but from 6 to 7 they set modes. I would say it, but before then it's honestly, if there's people that can host, they will host. So I don't know. There's a lot that goes into it, and if there is the younger guys, because I see majority of the people now these days, and anyway, have custom keys, so they can host themselves. But what does it help? You wanna host at 3 o'clock, but you only get 10 people in it. It's not worth hosting then. Acquired, how do you look at it?
In terms of Mega Gaming being, as you said, new, they are, look, when they brought the 6 to 9 customs, we've had each day, whether it's solos or trios, we've had 100 lobby and people still queuing up to 137 and we starting game. So it has been a progressive week for the younger ones. I mean, grind harder then.
Yeah, it is. And I'm actually going to ask this next topic that we're going to speak about. And this one is going to come to Gogaby, and I think one of them brought it up in one of the topics that we should add, and it's quite a good topic to speak about, and that is we are currently at a high with the tournaments. We have tournaments going by week or every single day, little tournaments, big tournaments, and they do come quite often. My question is then, do you think we will hit a peak? And when would we hit that? Because we all do know once that peak is hit, a down spiral does start. But Gogaby, do you think we will hit that peak shortly, or are we on a good track to maybe not even hit that peak?
I think we're on a good track right now. Everyone's enjoying the game, so it's not like people are going to stop playing competitive. I think when Epic does something that causes people to stop playing the game, that's when we'll start spiraling down with tournaments, because many players probably won't want to play anymore. So I think it's in Epic's hands actually. So
not in our own tournament organizers.
No, I think
I can jump in on that.
A good track right now.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so if you've seen, like you said, on a weekend we had 3 solo tournaments and so forth. Then you got your casual competitive Fortnite players that always come in and play. There's like a good 14 number of same that are playing every tournament out there. And then the 60 is obviously hey, there's a tournament happening this weekend. Let's go play it. They join in, they play 1 or 2 tournaments again, 3, 4. And eventually they notice that, oh man, I'm not even competitive. I'm placing 40th. I'm placing 60th. I'm just going to stop playing competitive Fortnite because I'm not good anymore. I'm not placing well in these tournaments. What's the point of buying a ticket for 200 Rand every second, third week of the month? Eventually, I would say there will be a decline in the number of tickets sold and your lobbies won't be as full as they are right now.
How do you think we counter that then, to make sure they keep playing? Maybe yes, we, as mentioned in the beginning, that top 10 thing that Ace maybe brought out now, that top 10 gets money or cash. But how do we keep the players involved that place 40, 50th or around there?
Oof, it's really tricky. There's nothing you can really do around that. I mean, once there's a hype train, everyone jumps on it. Eventually, the hype chain doesn't become a hype chain. It just becomes a normal train in which the competitive players continue riding, and the others are like, "Listen, I'm not doing well. Why must I play this tournament?" It's only up to the people that don't play well to maybe do better. But in that sense, it's never this. It's always the same guys who are top 10, top 20, or top 30. It's always the same guys. Always the same guys winning the tournaments. So you can't really change that. It's not like you get the people who are winning tournaments are going to be like, okay, I'll go easy on the next tournament. If you are a competitive, you want to show and continue that streak of winning tournaments and doing well. So up to the casual gamer to then come in and do better. And that's the only way we can continue the hype chain, new names popping in and so forth.
I think I think with free tournaments, but the free tournaments you still maybe get something that you can win, like the Friday Fortnite. I think that is it's free to enter, and you can win something back, and I think that's something really good from the tournament organizers. But hopefully we can build on that and keep people going. And I can see someone said that the ZA players won't stop playing because they all think they're the best, and maybe that's the mentality to have, to keep going and even get better and get better, even if you place 50th, to call yourself the best. But keep trying and see where you can get. But then my question is, do you think there's a time frame for us saying, all right, we're not going to get servers? What's the reason? Why do we even play if we know, or we don't get servers next year? Because everyone's speaking about getting servers in 2020. But is that even going to happen? And if it doesn't, what's going to happen to us? Fresh, you can maybe kick that one off. Fresh?
I can go. Well,
Fresh is like zoning out, or he's speaking to someone. Yeah, I think he definitely himself. Okay, Bradley or Travis, you can kick that one off.
Okay. Honestly, I think even if we don't get servers, we'll still have that competitive community that will want to do better. So we're always going to have those players that are going to keep coming back to the game if Epic doesn't kill it by then, that will want to compete and play, even if they play against Europe players. Yeah, they'll get frustrated, but eventually we'll learn how to counter it more and more.
Yeah.
The game is still enjoyable with bad ping. Well, not bad ping, but our ping.
Yeah, I watched a video on YouTube with Dr. Disrespect playing with Courage in them, and he was playing on a different server where he got 60 ping, and he was raging his butt off about him getting 60 ping, and here we're sitting with a majority of triple that ping. So, I don't know. I think they're very fortunate to have something, or even a 50. I would love to even have just 100, or just 100. I think that would be great for everyone. And then a question.
There is confirmation with servers coming. I mean, Middle East recently, AWS went live, and it was a couple of months until Fortnite took advantage of that. So AWS did announce that they will bring servers in South Africa. It's just a matter of when Fortnite uses the servers to give us the Fortnite service.
Yeah, like we don't even know when that is, so maybe we wake up tomorrow and there it is. And I can bet you now, if those servers do come whenever, I think that is when we would even climb that peak even more with people switching over. Because I know, having a chat with all the Call of Duty guys, that obviously the Call of Duty scene ain't at the best place right now. But if servers is there for Fortnite, I can see majority of the people moving over, because there's tournaments every single day almost, and there's money there, so people will then move over. But the next topic we will speak about is for the new guys stepping into the Fortnite scene, is how do you get into the Fortnite scene? How do you get known, and how do you get seen by other players? Fresh, I think you can jump that one off for me.
So I'd say go on social media, get yourself a presence in the South African community. Maybe try using #FortniteZA, #FortniteAfrica. Maybe make a montage. You think you're good enough, make a montage YouTube, maybe stream. Otherwise, just be helpful in the tournament, host Discord, and maybe like the MG Casual, for example. Just don't be toxic. No one likes a toxic person. All the toxic people are forgotten about.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But in tournaments, obviously we get a lot of. I know Bean even gets a lot of messages. Yo, I like BVD. How do we get into BVD? And I think just the easier way of saying this is keep grinding, keep playing, keep improving.
Get signed.
Yeah, exactly your hashtag. That is actually a nice hashtag to use. Grind to get signed, and that's what it should be to everyone. And I mentioned this so much. I don't care if you are the best guy on the planet, but your ego or your attitude is the worst thing that I've ever seen. Then obviously I don't want to work with you. And that's how majority of the people should look at it. Yes, grind. Yes, become the best, but keep your head down. Keep your feet on the floor. For me, that's the biggest thing. Is don't get an ego. And I think with the Fortnite scene, I think there's a lot of people that do. I don't know about you guys, but I think you guys can. I know Bradley is shaking his head there, but a lot of you guys can vouch on that one maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Then, you go along.
No, I was just gonna say, I think if you want to become known, obviously the number one way is to place. If it's in customs or tournaments, if you place, you will become known sooner or later. Yeah, and then just being nice in general.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people do struggle for that, or try to be. I don't know. They try to be nice, but 5 seconds later, then they speak bad about you and stuff like that. There's a lot of instances that we won't even name or we won't even go in. That's not my job to bring it out in the open. But we're now going to go over to the community questions. We have just about 15 minutes to go. We still have that beautiful Storm Search questions that is going to be very spicy and very juicy at the end. It's going to be for all four of these players, or four of our guests. And at the end, we're going to have a juicy announcement that you guys want to see for episode number 5. So don't go anywhere. Our first question of the community questions is from Kareem, Listed Squeaker, saying, what are your opinions on the way we do customs in regarding to ruling? I think we mentioned it a bit, but with rules in customs, do you think a lot of people say react or react for a solo or react for this, and a lot of people then ask, no, but I want third zone rule, now I want second zone rule. And do you guys think this zone rule, or when we should kill people, is maybe the wrong or the right direction to move in? Fresh, you can maybe take that one.
Well, like I always say, the zone rule depends on how many players are in the game. So obviously, if you're getting 30 people, you don't want the free for all. You want at least a third zone, even maybe a fourth zone rule, just so it's not like pointless playing. You might as well play a public match then, or freaking creative. But yeah, I don't know. Me being a host, it's not that easy to say, because everyone has their input in the host group. Everyone likes to have their own rules when they host, for their stream especially.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure you can also say, Dellas, you like to host.
Yeah, I don't know. I usually what I do is I open the chat and I see, okay, people want this and that, and maybe we put out a poll for what you want to do. But sometimes we'll say, okay, second zone, but sometimes the second zone works out better than the third zone. So there's a lot of things that counter and goes for the certain zones we pick. But for you, Acquired and Goga Beef, you obviously both from EGSA, and as a team, I don't know if you guys duo together or play together, but rules when you guys play the customs, do you guys think the rules or the zones should be adjusted?
In my sense, I enjoy when we get a stacked end game. That's the most fun part of the competitive scene. Having to rotate is so fun. Having to kill someone while rotating is so amazing. So if we do like in normal tournaments, we don't have any zone rules, and by the end of the end circle, you got like what 15 people remaining. It's not fun. I mean, you can easily rotate, and there's no like real toughness to the game, if that even makes sense. But I enjoy these zone rules, to be honest.
I think the zone rules help with end games. Obviously, you get good practice when you're in the late game, your rotations and all that stuff. But it also kills you like in your middle game, if that makes sense. You like I've noticed players don't know what to do. Like in tournaments when there's no zone rules, they don't know how to play. And that's why players that are winning customs with zone rules, a lot of them don't win in tournaments because they don't know how to survive until that late game.
Would you guys agree that if we have a 100-player lobby in customs, that we would say no rules?
I think we need to balance it, actually. We need to have some games with rules and some games without. So we can say, for instance, when there is rules, it will teach people how to handle zones at the end when they are 60, 50, 70-player lobbies. But then also, when we don't have zone rules, it will hopefully teach the community not to take zone fights to actually make it to these end games.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't work out.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a good thing to do. Yeah, so I don't know, but W King, if we say no rules and then we only have 10 people at the end, but it's a good thing that we can maybe rotate first zone, second zone, third zone, maybe no rules, all depending on the players we have. But we'll move along to question number 2 that comes from Volt. Says, because Epic won't be removing brutes or Bex, we call them, anytime soon, and they will be in arena and tournaments, should they be banned in SA tournaments? We have already spoken about that, but that was just one of the questions that came in. So we'll move along to question number 3. And this is maybe where you guys, and I know the chat will go crazy about this one maybe. I know Hutch just mentioned W King. Opinions of pros, and I think we will call you guys the pros. I think he's saying the ZA pros. That hate W keyers, but they do the exact thing in the tournaments. Like everyone complains about W King, but they'll do the same thing, the exact thing in tournaments. Fresh, are you that W key guy?
No, definitely not. I can take walls in customs, not necessarily tournaments, but in customs I have been able to take walls. You might have seen Jellies complaining in the chat.
Yeah.
But W King, definitely not for me in tournaments. I definitely get most points from placement rather than kills. And I guess you got to do what you got to do. If you're good at W King, maybe you're not so good at endgame W key. That's how you get your points, and vice versa. So, I mean, look at Keaton. Keaton's a god. He's low ping. He has good FPS. He's able to run smoothly. So, if he can get into your box, I'm sure there's no reason for him not wanting to do that.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's a lot of things that maybe go into it, and another thing, if we go back to those rules, is that sometimes people will see the code and not even read the rules and just accept it being second zone because it's always second zone. And I think people must just spend a bit more time checking out those. Yeah, and as I mentioned with that W key, I know Travis, you may be the biggest W key that on this forecast right now. Are you?
I'm not a W keyer, no.
But okay, let's say someone pushes you from the beginning, W key. How do you? Because I know someone mentioned that if you have impulses, you just impulse away as quick as you can and get away. But sometimes I don't know. How do you interact or counter people just W keying you?
I mean, honestly, you gotta just use what you have, because there's a difference in W keying. There's smart W keying, or there's also like the stupid dumb storm fight type W keying where people just push you for no reason on zone and you got to run like from what Bean had today, where you had to run from retail all the way to block and you had 2 people pushing him. Like, there's a difference between smart W keying because you need mats or something, and you made the low, and a W keying when you just see a guy and you're like, oh, it's pubs, everyone's bots in SA, let's just push him.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Like, to counter it, like, you either got to use your mobility and all that, just get out of there, or you got to try to take a box fight. Like, you got to learn these box fights, how to counter or how to engage.
Yeah.
Don't take a cold fight though. It's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, I can see majority of the people's questions coming in. Kizmia saying, Travis, just shut up is basically what he's saying. And Storm says, Travis, you lie, you W key your ass off. But we won't even speak about that. We'll move along. We don't have too much time. One coming in from Dropsy, a member of the EGSA clan or org. Is it really worth switching from controller and losing the time spent to learn new muscle memory and being a step behind everyone? And Gogobi, I think you can kick that off because you're the one that actually switched as well.
Yeah, I think with keyboard and mouse, you have a big advantage because you're mechanically better than controller players, right? So it may set me back behind, everyone else that's used to what they're playing and stuff. But I think in the long run, I think that it's the right thing to do if you're trying to go competitive as well. And if you've been playing on something like controller, let's say, from the start, there's not much that you can actually improve on. But with me switching to keyboard and mouse, I can improve, I think, way faster than you can if you get one of me. So I might be behind you for a while, but sooner or later I'm going to catch up and maybe even pass you. So, yeah.
Yeah, but now you take it like this. There's a lot of tournaments going around, and where you could have placed, you now can't because you're not there yet. So you're giving up a lot of tournaments and a lot of money that you may be paying out of your own pocket to play. So it is a long process, basically, is what we're saying. You can't, sometimes people are more accustomed to playing on both, and it's an easy switch for them. With some other people, it's difficult. But you barely see a like a keyboard and mouse player switching to controller. It's always controller switching to keyboard and mouse. Do you think we will see people moving from keyboard and mouse maybe to controller in the near future?
I don't think any keyboard and mouse players want to, if I'm not mistaken.
You do,
Unless
Travis.
You do.
Yeah,
just for the L2.
Just for the L2. What? But you've got so much more to offer there if you have keyboard and mouse, the balls there, it's the, I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like on Alping, controller's always going to be mainly better. If you look at all these previous placings, most of the players on the top are all controller players. It's literally, at the end of the day, it comes down to who can aim and who can do basic, or not basic, who has good game knowledge.
Yeah.
Not true.
Yeah, could do. And Acquired, did you start off just playing from the start keyboard and mouse?
I've never been keyboard and mouse.
You've never been keyboard and mouse, so you controller all the way. Would you even think about making the switch?
Well, honestly, at this point, I might as well just give it a try because I feel like I've capped in mechanical skills with my controller. And if you've seen, I've entered tournaments, but I haven't really done well in a lot of them. So it's maybe do something different and hopefully it'll be better for the outcome.
Yeah, indeed. So, and ladies and gentlemen, this is where we now switch over to the Storm Surge questions. And for everyone that doesn't know, Storm Surge is basically 10 questions that I've got for every single player or guest in this podcast. They're going to answer it as honest as possible. They're going to be they're going to be spicy. We'll see if they can answer it without getting any flack from anyone. It's going to be interesting who they pick. But we need to get them done and dusted. And the first question, we're going to go through the list as, again, Mark, Travis, Alex, and Bradley, through that order. And the first question is, if there is one player messaging you, who's the first player, or the name, or the question is actually, name one player in the community that you'd blue tick.
Probably Storm.
Storm. I knew you'd pick Storm. I knew you'd pick Storm. All right, Travis.
I think it'll be Keaton. He sends quite a few messages now and then.
Keaton. All right. And you, Alex?
Literally nobody. I'm a community guy. So nobody.
You just happy-go-lucky and you just answer back.
Exactly. Yeah. No, nobody.
All right, Gogaby.
Yeah, I'm no one as well.
See, you guys are too nice. You guys are EGSA represent. All right. Question number 2. The best tournament organizer this far for you, your personal preference, who's done the most and done it the most correct for you?
I'd say Ace.
Ace, okay.
Ace Gaming.
Travis?
This is going to be very biased, but I think Elite Pro Series.
Okay, high five for that one. That's like you part of it, so you just say, yeah, let's go with Elite Pro Series. All right, Alex?
I'll go with my own as well. Elite Pro Series. Even though I don't compete, I'll just rep the brand.
Yeah. Okay. And Gogaby?
I would say Ace as well, probably.
Jeez. Okay. Ace and Elite Pros. I was thinking people would say that first Bravado tournament they had. Okay, but they're not really tournament organizers. But someone like ATK, someone like Mega Gaming, I thought those would have been in there. I know a majority of the chat says ATK and Mega Gaming and all that other stuff. Okay, next question is, who has the best accuracy in Fortnite? Don't tell me I don't want any controller players. I want keyboard and mouse players.
Oh. South African Fortnite or?
Yes, South African Fortnite.
I'd have to say Bean. Bean's goated on the...
I times 10 that. I think Bean... I don't know. It's
Bean,
like he's playing with a controller. He's playing with
Bean.
a controller on keyboard and mouse. There's something's fishy. Something's fishy. But
he should have been Bean instead of Bean, you know.
Yeah, Beam. But he doesn't even play Kovacs, and he does that. Travis, for you?
Guac, 100%.
Guac. All right.
Man's a living laser.
And man, there comes the Kovacs. That's where it comes in. Alex.
Bean.
Beam. Gogaby?
Yeah, if it's not a controller player, it's Bean, definitely.
All right. Bean gets the top there. All right, name. Here's a good one. Name one player that's a free half pot.
Who landed on me today? 200 something JD. Free half pot. Tournament.
Free half pot. All right, Travis.
Storm. Biggest half pot.
Ooh, Storm. All right. Alex.
Rise. Rise.
Oh yeah. I agree with that one. Today, with that I've seen him die off the back of every single game in the Ace tournament. I can agree that it's Rise. All right, Bradley, and you?
When I was on controller, probably Hachi.
No, I think.
But I'm probably the biggest free half pot since I moved to keyboard and mouse. Not gonna lie.
For now, you're a free half pot.
Yeah.
All right, I get you. All right.
Joking much.
Question 5. We're halfway through this. If you didn't play Fortnite competitively, which game would you rather play competitively?
So I'd still be on CS:GO if I didn't make the switch to Fortnite. I was going quite competitive in CS:GO with my team, but having to rely on them for not only carrying yourself but carrying them at the same time, it's not fun having a team of 5. So to be CS:GO.
Okay, Travis.
I think either CS or probably Call of Duty, to be honest.
Okay, Alex.
Honestly, before Fortnite, I was not competing in anything, so back to casual playing.
Okay, and Bradley.
I think Rainbow Six Siege.
So I know Rainbow. There's so many. There's also a lot of tournaments going on for Rainbow Six, and I think majority of them come from
Raving Mad
gamers. Yeah, so majority of them come from there. I see Bean says he will go back to Call of Duty. Archie says CS. A lot of Call of Duty. A lot of R6. Gorillas TTV says Clash Royale. All right, enjoy that one. Clink says Clash of Clans. But okay, I see everyone has their preferences. Okay, next question. Make your Fortnite squad, your perfect Fortnite squad. Who's the 3 players you'd add into that perfect squad?
I'd have to stick with my trio. Myself, Storm, and Not King.
Yeah, okay. Yourself, that's a trio. I want a squad.
Squad, okay, and Neymar.
Okay, and Neymar, all right. Travis?
Neymar, Scully, and Keaton.
Neymar, Scully, and Keaton. Oh, that's actually a good one as well there. Alex?
It would be... it's a tough one. But we would have Bean for the accuracy. Keaton for the W keying.
Yeah.
Me for the half pot. And then probably Neymar for the accuracy. I mean the
L2.
Commitment. Yeah, you get it. Yeah.
For the creative warrior.
You're the creative man. All right, Gogaby and you?
I think I'd stick with my trio, Hanemo and Saint Nate, and then probably Neymar because he's just the best. So.
Yeah, he's very consistent, 100%.
Yeah, consistent is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, okay, and here's a question that I think I get it every single time we have an episode. People ask this on Twitter, so I'm just going to give it to you so it's over. And you guys are going to pick who you think is the top 3 solo players. Keyboard or mouse, it doesn't care. Top 3 solo players, shoot.
I would like to put myself there. Okay. I don't know, top or bottom of that top 3, but definitely Bean and Neymar. They've been most consistent.
Travis?
I think Bean, Neymar, and Trogons with that last weekend. Yo.
All right. Alex?
It would be Bean, Riots, and Neymar, definitely.
Okay. Bradley?
I'd say Riots, Trogons, baby, and Bean. Yeah.
Bean with the full house. Everyone's saying Bean. So Bean, definitely top player. All right, next question is, if you could choose your duo from this podcast we have right now, who's the one person you choose to duo with you?
Dellas.
Yes, you got it. You got it. I've got the L2, man. I've got it. No, okay, but you can't pick me, Mark. Someone else.
Okay, Travis.
All right, Travis, you?
I'd pick Fresh.
Alex?
I'd go with Gogabeat.
It's just staying inside the org, staying inside the family. Bradley and you?
Exactly.
I'll go with Alex.
Okay, I shouldn't even ask that. Okay, we just pick each other, but okay, all right. The next question: name your player you should keep. Name one player that everyone should keep their eye on. They're an up and coming player. Name one up and coming player that we should keep our eye on.
I can't really comment on that one. I mean, everyone who's good is really well known.
Yeah.
So, I can't comment on that one.
But is it? Yeah, like with Pop Bean, cool. I think Bean hits a nail on the head there, saying Pop Cool, and I think he's definitely one of them. And I think as well that I saw one guy was in the stream of Clouds and Instinct MK something that really impressed me. So I don't know. There's a lot of guys that maybe aren't too well known, but it's good to see. Alex, Travis, you said Pop Cool.
Yeah, Pop Cool, definitely.
Right, Alex, from your side?
Definitely him. He's so young and he's really consistent. He's coming up. Definitely Pop Cool.
All right, and Gogaby, yours?
Yeah, probably Pop Cool as well.
All right. good. All round there for Popcool. Okay, and then the last one is a fire one, and we spoke about egos earlier on, and I want to know from you guys who has the biggest ego in Fortnite ZA that can't back it up with their placings.
Storm.
All right. I don't know. This guy's answer just Storm. All right, Travis.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Storm.
Oh my gosh. All right, Storm. But yo, too much ego there, boy. Alex.
I'm going with everyone and saying.
Oh, come on. You can't make it 4 out of 4, Bradley. Please, come on. You can't 4 out of 4.
Travis has a pretty big ego, but he can back it up, I guess. No, no offense, but I'm just gonna say Storm. I don't know who else to say.
Exactly.
I feel so sorry for Storm. It's always just Storm. I'm reading the chat site. Is it TV_psych, or it says Clouds? So saying Clouds as the biggest one. Hutch says pick me. Okay, Hutch, maybe you can be one if you really want to. I don't know why you would want to be one. Keysmere says Travis. Souls_ZA says Travis. Another one coming in for Storm.
Crash Panda.
Gorilla saying Kareem.
Maybe.
Dry says Panda. Okay, we'll leave it there. We won't go too far into that. But gents, that is where we're going to conclude this. But as I mentioned at the end of this episode, we had something juicy to announce, and that is episode number 5. That will be the following. And I actually want to get this up for you, and there we go. The next episode number 5, will be with Caramel Gamer, situated in the EU, coming from South Africa. And then we have Don's Plays as well for episode number 5. And we have Clouds coming back for his second episode. Episode number 5 going to be one hell of an episode. Make sure not to miss it. Do you have your times and your dates at the bottom of that? Episode number 5 taking place on the 1st of September at 7 p.m. And gents, I know I can tell you now that this is going to be juicy. It's going to be great. We're going to talk about content creation. We're going to talk about the EU side from Caramel Gamer. We're going to talk about how Don's Plays got where he has now with 16k subs. We're going to talk about Clouds and his competitive thing, and maybe how he decided to switch off streams when it comes to getting down to business and getting better at Fortnite. So episode number 5, you don't want to miss it. 1st of September at 7 p.m. But to everyone in the chat, in the stream, thank you very much for stopping by. To you again, Mark, Travis, Alex, Bradley. Appreciate you taking an hour and a half.
One more thing.
Yeah, go for it.
I hit the homer grind.
You do it.
Am I on?
Yes, you're on there. Come on.
For the chat.
Yeah, for the chat. Everyone wants to see this.
What?
All right. Everyone wanted to see it, guys. But we're gonna call it there, guys. Thank you very much. We'll check you guys next Sunday, in 2 weeks' time. It's 7 o'clock, 1st of September. But Mark, Travis, Alex, Bradley, thank you very much for stopping by, taking that hour and a half out of your day. And I think we can see Acquired just flexing his EGSA jersey there. And Fresh, I hope you get signed soon. #grind to get signed. Travis, yeah, I just hope you get better at Fortnite, basically. But I will leave things there. Appreciate all of you. We will be live in exactly 20 minutes again, and that will be for the Call of Duty Grand Finals for VS Gaming. That's going to be EN Energy Esports taking on White Rabbit Gaming. So if you want to watch that and maybe check in the Call of Duty scene on what's happening there and what the gameplay is going to be, don't go anywhere. In 20 minutes time we'll be live for that again. But for now, thank you very much, gents, and we'll check you on the next episode. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.